Since you guys loved the last video where I tested the Mustang GTD versus the Shelby GT500, in this episode we're going to go over my time driving the Shelby Super Snake, the brand new model from Shelby American versus the Ford Mustang GTD. Now these vehicles are basically the most expensive Mustangs you could ever buy. One is $330 grand, the other one is $160,000. They both have 800 plus horsepower and they have tons of carbon fiber plus more upgrades specifically designed for the racetrack. The question is though, is the Mustang GTD worth two Shelby Super Snakes? Are you actually going to find that extra benefit out of the GTD over a Super Snake? One other concept I want to throw you guys, and I'm excited to do that in today's video, is does the Shelby name with being tied to the snake logo, the Cobra, is that just more prestigious than this new name GTD that has a very limited history in terms of racing? Yeah, it's done quite well in some races, but in other races it hasn't. And I remember being at the Rolex 24 back in 2024 when they launched the Mustang GTD race car against the Corvette C8R or Z06 GT3R was. And it didn't do too good. I remember the wing kind of came off or something happened during that race at Daytona. It just wasn't a very good first look for the Mustang GT3 race car. So what I'm getting at is which one should you buy? Which is better? Find out in today's video. First, we're going to break down the handling. Secondly, the acceleration, and then finally, the obtainability plus resale value of both these vehicles. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so the 2025 Shelby Super Snake actually has more horsepower than the Mustang GTD. It has specifically 830 horsepower, and you're getting certain upgrades that the Mustang GTD doesn't even give you. You have magnesium wheels on this Super Snake Shelby, which is something that Ford has been kind of iffy and skeptical about with the GTD, because when the GTD first came out, there was actually marketing press material, and I'll show you right here, that showed off how it has magnesium wheels. And I can't recall completely, but from my memory, if it serves correctly, when I was out there at the Spanish Bay, where they unveiled the vehicle privately to those who were invited during Car Week, they were talking about, well, the CEO of Ford, I thought he was talking about how the car had magnesium wheels, because Ford loves to compare this vehicle to Porsche with the GT3 RS, and they do that because they keep saying they are going against the best in the world and they want to take down Porsche. It's funny because they never mention Lamborghini, Ferrari, or McLaren. They don't mention that. It's always Porsche. Do those other brands not exist? Let us know your thoughts down below. There's an issue though. There's an issue. The car doesn't have it anymore. They backtrack on it. Before we get any further in this video, let us know down below which would you choose, Super Snake or a GTD? Which one's more iconic and which one are you betting on? So let us know. Also, if you're getting a new Mustang or have a new car and you want to get it protected because you're worried about getting rock chipped or damaged, I found the solution to that, and I started Speed Phenom Film, where we install paint protection film, ceramic coating, and more, even windshield protection film on cars owned by the local community and also our subscribers here on the channel. We're located in Carlsbad underneath LA and above San Diego on the beach. So if we can help you, call 760-496-8607 today for a free same-day quote. Since we're initially starting out with the handling of both vehicles for this initial segment, you would be thinking right now, okay, well, the GTD has a beat. It's got full carbon fiber body kits on it. It's got a carbon hood, carbon fenders, so much in carbon fiber. But again, the Super Snake has it beat because the Shelby Super Snake is a couple hundred pounds lighter. It's a little over 4,000, I think 100 pounds around there. This GTD is almost 44. So then the GTD weighs more than the Super Snake. But here's the thing though, the GTD does handle better, 100%, because you have that transaxle out back, which gives you the same transmission dual clutch, the Tremec out of the Chevrolet Corvette, which shifts super fast. You have the same shift speeds as the GT500, and we talked about this in the previous comparison video. So if you haven't seen that, what it's like to drive a GT500 versus a GTD, make sure to check it out. The handling of the GTD is not only better when it comes to the weight balance of being actually 50-50 versus 56 up front percent of the weight versus 46% out back, because this Super Snake has a transmission right there coupled with the engine up front. It's all up there, and out back it's super light. And it's important to boost up the downforce out back as much as you can for Mustangs because of that. GTD has that beat where it's kind of like it's just like an AMG GT Black Series, which if you're not familiar, this vehicle had 725 horsepower, oh my gosh, or 720 horsepower, correction, and it started $5,000 less than a GTD. No way! It's a $5,000 cheaper car? I didn't know that. It did an incredible time, 643.6. So that would mean, I think that's with the shorter track. Let's type down the 20.8 km. Okay, 6 minutes, 48 seconds. I was right. If you look at this time, that is faster than the GTD by seconds. Black Series is not only starting at $5,000 less when it was new, it was also a lot faster on the Nürburgring. It is proven that this weight balance of a car is effective. It will go fast around the Nürburgring if you optimize your downforce and your handling. And the downforce of this car was not active, it was fixed. But the GTD has such an advantage with active aero, active downforce, that compared to the Super Snake, you can just feel that the vehicle is more sure-footed. It's got a much wider contact patch, more rolling resistance with the tires, with more static grip. Or mechanical grip. GTD is more like a GT3 RS when it has so much grip, but it's a bigger car than a GT3 RS, so you can't really compare it in that regard. Higher grip levels definitely in the GTD, and better balance with the aero, so you have more confidence at higher speeds with the downforce, because it's giving you more pressure, sucking you down, not only with the underbody downforce being accumulated, but the on-car or in-car active aero elements. That leads us to the acceleration. We're going to tie back into the horsepower of the Super Snake versus GTD. Honestly, they feel the same. They have the same amount of horsepower. And if you go drive around the street and accelerate, well, you're probably going to be just as fast as one another road racing, because even if the GTD was underrated, it's still heavier. And it's got more tire and more of a car to push through the air. Horsepower, both from accelerating, I'd say a tie. That leads us to the final segment of today's video, which is going to be attainability and just what car is a better buy. And we spoke about this in our GT3 RS versus GTD video, and it's quite fascinating because with the GTD, you can't buy one right now. It's fully locked out. And if you bought one, you're legally, I think, not allowed to sell it for 2 years or something. So if you bought it and didn't like it, you can't even sell it. So it's a collector's piece. If you're just driving your car in the street and enjoying it, Super Snake is a cool vehicle, but it's quite expensive. And in terms of Mustangs, that's like extremely expensive, 160 grand. At least that's what I would have thought before the GTD came out. The GTD has a higher caliber of engineering, a more bespoke design, and a cooler history because it was designed to be the first American car to go sub 7 minutes, and it did it. So, if you had the extra funds and you on the GT3 RS, yeah, but you can make your GT3 quite fast. And I think that could be the headline of this video. Both cars are quite unique. One is more special for sure, but the other one kind of gives you a cool pastime of Shelby. I don't know too much anymore with the Shelby guys. What is it to own the vehicle long term? I used to have a Super Snake, but they've transitioned over the years, and a lot has changed, I think, with leadership and more with Shelby American. I can't comment too much on that. So if you own a Super Snake, let us know, what is it like? Because I know that sometimes you can't even buy these vehicles with the supercharger because it's not allowed from the dealership. And you have to go through the dealership after you buy it for a post-sale installation of the supercharger. Supercharger sales available post-sale only. 830 horsepower. It's not as out of the box as the GTD. The GTD is like from Ford. You have all the Ford warranties. You're good to go. It's an aftermarket car. Okay. The Super Snake is a car that's aftermarket. It's put together by an aftermarket team. Shelby's not Ford. It's a cool car, but it's not with the suspension on the same caliber as the GT3 RS like GTD. But in terms of a street car, these cars are getting so dang good that how are you ever going to notice a difference between these types of vehicles on the street, just normally driving, if you're not someone who's into driving fast on track? If you're just going to buy one of these cars and drive around with it, I mean, anything is good these days. Maybe it's better to realize that versus chasing the next best thing. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to help me out, and subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. While you do that, the notification bell so you don't miss a new video coming out. I'll see you in the next one.